Sales Team University, an underdog story. Impossible is nothing. I know you didn't come to work to read my life story, but perhaps reading this section will help you realize that your present situation is probably similar to or better than mine. If it's worse, then you have some major leverage, and that is not a bad thing. All that matters are the decisions you make from this day forward. I came from poverty. Perhaps you are starting in a similar situation and want to know what is possible and how quickly it can be achieved. I achieved things very quickly despite taking detours due to trial by error. You have the advantage of being able to skip all of those unpleasantries by learning from my mistakes and taking a direct route to realizing your dreams and goals. I did not start with any money. I grew up from living in the ghetto in Tacoma to living in a trailer in Mississippi, to being houseless, and sleeping on my grandparents' couch for 2 years to poor jobs until I started figuring things out. My parents always told me the right things. Unfortunately, they never really practiced all of what they preached when it came to finances. That doesn't change the fact that my parents are my heroes, and I would never change how I grew up. I love my parents to death, and I am eternally grateful for them. I decided to mimic the thoughts and actions of the wealthy people rather than those of my friends, family, and other influences. It made sense to me that if I wanted a different fate, I needed to choose a different path. I've always understood that simultaneous time and cash flow abundance is the most valuable currency in the world. Individually, time or cash flow are worthless, but in simultaneous abundance, they are the most valuable asset in the world. I built my business from the ground up with this end result in mind. We are going to teach you how I did it, so you can do the same thing, but I advise you to have the same end result in mind, although the concepts and tools in this book will help you achieve any goals you may have. The odds are that you will have many more resources to start your business than I had when I started. I did not come from wealth. Quite the opposite. My family is originally from Washington State, and I grew up in one of the poorest and dangerous parts of Tacoma, Washington. When I was 7 years old, that was the first time I saw someone shot in front of me. When I was 10, we moved to Mississippi and lived in a trailer. During this time, I was homeschooled and worked full-time cutting pulpwood and firewood with my dad to support the family. Most of the time I spent with my dad during my childhood was working. While it seems like an undesirable childhood, I wouldn't trade it for anything because my experiences and where I came from are the reasons I am writing this book. It also gave me the motivation to create better options for myself and my family's present and future. None of my family members have ever been financially well off. We had enough, but it was just enough. I never had anything handed to me. I did not come from money, and all the success I have achieved can be attributed to the following items: knowing what I wanted, taking action, studying the most successful people in the industry, conducting years of research, trial and error, implementing new lessons learned immediately. I am self-made, and you can be too. Never let your current situation become an excuse as to why you cannot be successful. Anyone can become a success if they do the right things. Success is dependent upon thoughts and actions. It has nothing to do with where one comes from or the cards he or she is dealt. Yes, it is easier to make money with money, but the largest fortunes in the world came from nothing. If you thought you had it rough, there is always someone worse. Just do a little research on Oprah and her background. It's truly an amazing story. We become what we think about. We eventually moved back to Washington State, which is where I finished high school. After my high school graduation, I got a job at an airline working 17 hours a day for 4 days a week. I slept in my car at least 3 nights per week to dodge the 2 hours of commute per day and to catch up on some much-needed sleep. Clearly, I was on the wrong path. I knew there was a better way. The problem was, at that time, my thoughts revolved around working harder instead of smarter. I did not yet know better. This process went on for a few months until I hit a wall of exhaustion. I nearly got into an accident on the freeway after falling asleep behind the wheel, and as I sat on the shoulder, I thought to myself, there has to be a smarter way to get wealthy. I'm wearing myself out for chump change. I had no free time. I was spending every waking hour at work and wasn't even making that much. I wasn't physically capable of maintaining this type of grind any longer. Much respect to all those hard workers out there who've been doing it their whole lives. I admire you. I had always been taught that successful people go to college so naturally, this is what I thought I should do. Luckily, this plan of attending college never materialized, as described below. I later learned that in order to make big dollars, you need to educate yourself, but definitely not at college. More on this later. In order to save for college, I figured I would need a part-time job. I wanted to start learning from the rich and successful, so I decided to try to get a job at the Mercedes dealership as a lot boy. During my interview, the used car manager said he wanted to hire me in sales. Thanks, Dave S. This seemed like a slam dunk that I was excited about until the general manager found out that I was only 19 years old and thought I could never be a success at such a young age. For this reason, I became the lot boy instead. After 2 months of detailing cars for Mercedes, I had gotten to know some of the sales guys and seen the process they were following to make some major dollars. Thanks, Ken R. I couldn't believe how much money these guys were making for simply helping people to buy the nicest cars on the market. Some of those guys were making $20,000 per month, and this was in the late 90s. I was very intrigued by the profession, and one day stopped at a Chevy store to talk to the GM about a sales job. He hired me after I begged for the job. Thanks, Randy D. I immediately started learning everything I could about sales and put my full effort into becoming a car business professional. Within 3 months of being hired at Chevy, I became the top sales guy at the store. It took me 2.5 months to learn the ropes, and midway through the 3rd month, I was starting to think that I wasn't cut out for sales until something clicked. Within 3 days, I went from last place to being salesman of the month. Within a few months, I became the closer and special finance manager. I had taken a liking to the business and was getting great results in terms of dollars and status within the dealership. 9 months later, I returned to Mercedes-Benz, no longer as a detail boy, but in sales. I broke their sales records for youngest and most sales in a month in the region. 3 years later, I went to BMW and broke all the same records. My reasons for choosing Mercedes and BMW and leaving Chevy were to get exposure to and network with all the region's richest and most successful people. It was my goal to learn from them and incorporate their valuable real-life lessons into my own thoughts, actions, and business. At the time, I believed that real-life exposure to members of the rich was the only way to learn. What better place to meet the region's largest successes? Almost every single S500 or 7 Series customer was very successful. I got to learn from the owners of the Mercedes and BMW stores, in addition to developing many long-lasting mentorship-type relationships with many BMW and Mercedes customers. In order to become successful, I always felt that it was best to learn directly from the most successful. After about 2 years of success in sales, I started doing my first private party car deals on the side. My state law, Washington, allows for non-dealers. I was not yet a licensed dealer, as I was still working as a sales guy at BMW, to buy and sell a maximum of 5 cars per year. Anything in excess of 5 was considered dealer status, and thus would require a dealer license. I hit the 5-car limit every year and used it to bolster my income even further by finding good private party deals and selling them for profit. This is where I began to realize the staggering income potential available in the car business. The process also helped me to develop the never have a car payment ever again and profit from your vehicles while driving the cars of your dreams philosophy that I discuss later in the book. I realized that I could drive each of the 5 private party deals per year for free and even turn a healthy profit as long as sales price was greater than or equal to the purchase price of the vehicle, including sales tax. Why be like everyone else and lose money on cars? Most people are resigned to the fact that cars are a terrible investment and they are guaranteed to lose money on them. Forget that. Why not drive the cars of your dreams and profit from it simultaneously? That sounds like a lot of fun. I always manage to make a profit. This profit divided by months of ownership for that specific car were equal to my monthly cash flow for that deal. Not only was I making an extra monthly cash flow, but I had 0 transportation expenses and always got to drive a different nice car 5 different times per year until it sold. That is one of the many reasons to love the car business. After 5 years in sales, I had saved up $97,000 of capital between my commission and the 5 private party deals I did per year. I decided it was time to start my own business as a car dealer and decided to get my license. I started slowly as only a wholesaler. I found an early angle in which I stumbled upon a couple of other dealers that were anxious to buy some Mini Coopers, as it was a hot/desirable car at the time. I worked out some good private party deals and bought 6 Mini Coopers. I then approached the dealers that I wanted to do business with and offered them to take a look at the Minis. I ended up selling off my entire Mini Cooper fleet in a 2-day period for a healthy and quick profit. The dealers I sold them to were all hungry for more of the type of inventory that I could deliver due to the profit they made. I told them that I would continue to do business with them if they allowed me to bid on their trade-ins, among the best ways to make great profits. I was only 24 years old, so most of my competing dealers were not beating down my door to do business with me. Luckily, I had produced something of value that they wanted more of, so suddenly my young age and perceived lack of experience became less relevant to them. I got them some more Mini Coopers and in exchange was able to buy a bunch of their trades to start growing my wholesale profits. At this point, things were starting to snowball, and I was making more money than I thought possible. 2 years after getting my dealer license, I was working so hard and so long, on a daily basis, that my health and my relationship with my wife, we had now been married for 4 years, suffered. I had no choice but to hire employees and develop a retail department. Up to that point, I was solely wholesaling cars to other dealers, which was profitable and allowed me to run a one-man show with very low overhead. I was doubling my net worth every year and wanted to keep it going, but realized that I was only one person and could not grow any further without a team. I had no choice but to leave my comfort zone once again. I had never hired anyone and was scared and unsure of how it would influence cash flow, profits, etc. I always knew that I liked being around cool cars from the minute I started working at Mercedes. I immediately wanted to be a part of all the wealth that walked into the Mercedes store on a daily basis. To this day, I am so thankful that I chose the Mercedes store to start my career at because it allowed me to be around the Seattle region's elite businessmen. Elite businessmen by Mercedes. As a result, I did my best to get to know these successful Mercedes buyers and developed long-lasting relationships with quite a few of them. I researched each of them and implemented all of their unique strategies and books they read for success into my own thought process, actions, and business model. I consider myself an avid researcher of successful people, and this book reports all of the lessons learned from the dozens of multimillionaires I have learned from, along with the lessons I have had to self-teach myself. All these years of research of my region's elite businessmen, in addition to the successful businessmen I have learned about via books, have allowed me to obtain staggering financial rewards. I now want to pass on the perspective I have obtained to you so that you may improve your life and the life of your family as I have been able to. I became a success in order to spend most of my time with the people I love the most. For this reason, I wanted to create a study course so I can reach more people at once without it consuming all of my personal time. This book is that course and allows me to give my perspective, unique philosophies, and lessons about business, the car business, and money. My intent with this book is to serve others by teaching what I have learned in an easy-to-follow format so that you too may obtain the same successes I have. After years and years of researching and completing case studies on the most successful people in the business, and finding commonalities in what makes them successful, I have acquired the perspective necessary to outline the critical items required for you to duplicate the same success, but at a much faster rate. If you follow the steps in this manual, there is no doubt you will be on your way to being financially independent. Whatever time you are willing to invest into your success will be the speed in which you attain it. You will have achieved time and cash flow abundance simultaneously. You will have a head start that I did not. Believe me, you can do this even if you are starting with nothing. The odds are that you will be starting with far more than I started with. Additionally, you have me to teach you all of the shortcuts that it took me 21 years and tens of thousands of dollars worth of mistakes to figure out. You will always have this book to refer to as a guide and use as your treasure map to car business riches and wealth. Just follow the simple steps outlined and you will become successful. My biggest current goal is to teach others who want to take control of their financial well-being how to use the car business to grow rich and leave the rat race in your rear view permanently. I am nothing without Jesus. Nathan R.D. Craig. 9 Steps to the Sale. Physical Up. our process of doing business for the ultimate value buying experience. 1. First impressions. Dealership. Organized, clean, ready to do business, and outstanding appearance of inventory. Employees, professional-looking hair, clothes, shoes, and facial hair. Also posture, hands out of pockets, great eye contact, clear communication that is understood by clients, good body language, and genuine caring attitude for helping our clients get what they want in their buying experience. 2. Meet and greet. Welcome to Sunset Auto Wholesale. I am Chol. Have you visited one of our locations before or worked with one of our team members? Great. What can I help you find, accomplish, or what brings you in? Etc. Be yourself. Be genuine and really care about meeting our clients that employ you. Shake hands firmly and make eye contact. Start with kids, wife, then husband. Repeat names in your head so you do not forget it later. Write down if needed. 3. Build rapport. Ask the customer if they are going to be adding or replacing their current vehicle. If yes, let's start with your vehicle in order to save you time so we can get you the most money for your vehicle. Touch the desk so the appraisal process can begin while looking for a new car. Ask questions. Where did you come from? How did you hear about us? What ad did you see? Did you see blank vehicle? Do you live locally? Did you have to travel far? Do you work around here? Where do you work? Where do you live? Find a common ground in which the client can relate to you as a human and different from the last guy. Find something in common and be agreeable. So let's find some kind of common ground. So good communication and trust can begin. Let our clients know how we do business, our history, and what our process of buying is, basically letting them know what to expect. 4. Investigate. Ask questions that the rest are not asking. Find out buying motives. Who is the lucky one? How are you going to use this vehicle? What do you like most about the vehicle you are looking at? What do you like most about your current vehicle? What's the occasion? Are you adding or replacing a vehicle? What don't you like about your current vehicle? Wants and needs of purchase? How long have you been shopping/looking for a vehicle? Why did you come here out of all dealerships? Listen twice. As much as you talk, continue building rapport, ask questions. Clients will tell you everything that is needed to help them buy, if we ask the right questions and then listen. Ask little closing questions that you know are going to generate a yes response. Find out what their buying motive is to buy a new vehicle. Ask them how they would like to buy, cash or financing. This is a great question when used at the proper time. It can lead you to find out their interest level. Example, they are going through a credit union and they already know the rate for their loan based on our car. Get the point? They are interested in buying. You need to remember this later on when they are asking for a discount. These people took the time to research our car, found the best financing for our car, and are ready to buy our car for full price as long as we can explain our value message throughout our buying process. 5. Present. Show them the vehicle they are looking for, and offer alternatives if necessary. Present the dealership and how we do business/process. We don't sell, we help people buy, and that is doing business. We will show them Carfax once they return from the test drive, unless they want to see it before they leave. 6. Demonstrate. Fill out demo permit, making sure dealership is protected by filling out all information. Also, don't assume information on ID and make sure insurance is current. Verify all information. Knowing the features are important to the client, show them on the vehicle they are going to test drive how it works before the drive. Educate them a little, if you know something special that will be beneficial or create urgency and emotion. Inform the client what they are going to experience, tailoring the experience to what is important to them. When on the drive, the client will easily notice that feeling of handling, safety, braking, comfort, quietness, luxury, performance, etc. We do this so the clients feel they are the one discovering the features and benefits for themselves and not being sold, when in reality we are creating the emotion to buy. Inform the client you will let them enjoy the ride. Other than giving directions, you will be quiet unless they have any questions. Then sit back and shut up and listen. Then they will begin to give you information on the interest level they have in the vehicle, and maybe you will learn more about their buying motives. 7. Trial close. When returning and getting close to the dealership, or if there is an opportunity, Ask a trial close question. Do you like this vehicle? Is this what you wanted? Do you think you would like to use this in whatever way they were going to use it? Did you like whatever feature they were hot on? If they say yes, say great, and pull into the sold parking lot, then walk inside, they will follow. If they say no, it's time to uncover the real objection. If it is the car, switch cars with one that fits what the client wants and needs. Find out the objection and overcome it. If it means quit selling the car, then sell the next step of the process. Do it. Turn the client. Get someone else involved to make sure we didn't miss anything. 8. Write up information and close of purchase. Fill in and complete all boxes of 4 square. Explain the ACV of trade-in value minus reconditioning cost, which are always retail, so client can relate and we can build profit. Then get copies of driver's license, buyer's guide, license plate number, and miles of sold unit, because you just sold a car. Unless there is an objection, then isolate and overcome. 9. Finance full disclosure interview. You will let your clients know that your business manager will take care of the paperwork and he will go over service protection plans, guaranteed asset protection, anti-theft ETCH, and that you endorse the benefits and protection they give. If they have any questions, answer if you positively know the answer. Also, if you did or didn't answer the question, still let your business manager know that the client asked the question so they know that there is an interest. Make a professional turn introducing business manager to clients and let business manager know then that the client had a question about products. Then go sell another car. The best time to sell a car is after you just sold one. BDA, believe DO always. 1. Believe every customer is going to buy today no matter what they say. 2. Do actions today that are going to be the actions and efforts of the best day that you have had in the car business. Remember that day you sold 3 or 5 cars. Those actions, efforts, and results every day. 3. Always touch the manager early and turn your customer to the manager before your customer leaves. The 12 steps to a quality conversation. 1. Be prepared. Use your CRM. Prepare yourself. Customer info, proper words and phrases. Do you know your objective/reason for this call? Take notes and update. Use a notepad in your CRM. 2. Verify. Is Mr. Jones there? Am I pronouncing that properly? 3. Get the green light. Take control. Ask questions. Did I get you at a bad time? G. Am I interrupting anything important? Am I taking you away from a customer? 4. Introduce yourself. This is your name from ABC Motors. 5. Your reason for calling. Geared toward customer benefit. Thank them for stopping in /calling/internet inquiry. Apologize for missed appointment /lost sale /long time no call. Inform them of something that will be a benefit to them. 6. Determine the best prospect in the household. How many drivers? How many vehicles? Who's most likely to be in the market next? Not now, down the road? 7. Justify. Why do you say your brother? Did he mention doing something? 8. Qualify. New or used? Car or truck? Automatic or manual? Bigger, smaller, or about the same size? 9. Sell advantages of buying now. Too bad you're not in the market now. Biggest sale, inventories, incentives, interest rate, additional trade allowance, etc. 10. Set a solid appointment. When are you more available, daytime or evening? How does 7 o'clock tonight sound? You know your schedule better than I do. You pick the time. 3. Connect yourself to the prospect. Do you have your cell phone handy? Do you have a pencil handy? Please write this down. 12. Ask for referrals. Before I let you go, could I ask you for a small favor? Incidentally, before you go, can I ask you for a small favor? Who do you know? A friend, a relative, a neighbor? Who's the first person who comes to mind? Don't worry about it. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is taking care of you. We'll see you at repeat appointment time. Build your brand. How will you find your customers? How will you design your brand, and what does that look like? What social proof will you have? How will you create amazing content? How will you run your marketing and lead creation? How will you maintain ongoing branding relationships? How many referrals are you committed to generating yourself per month? Quick steps to the sale and why. Step 1. Greeting. Hello, welcome to Sunset Auto Wholesale. How can I help? Customer talks. Awesome. What kind of information can I get for you? Customer speaks. Well, we do things a little differently here. Before you leave here, we want to give you all the information, including price, down payment, monthly payment, even a value on your vehicle. Are you planning on trading that? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Matt, by the way. And you are? If they haven't introduced themselves yet, lead them towards trade and EMI. Always go back to information. We are telling them in a very non-aggressive, non-scripted, robotic way that we are going to present numbers, putting you in a closing situation. Everything should flow. That is a trail close and a huge one, puts you in the position to do a pre-appraisal, introduce your manager, part of BDA, and leads you directly into step 2 and 3 of the sale. Everything should flow and be sincere. Personally, I never reach for a handshake unless they do. Step 2. Investigate/build report. Who's going to be the main driver? What are you looking for in your new vehicle that your current one doesn't offer? What do you like the most about it? What do you like the least? Do you owe on it? How much? What's your monthly payment on it? How did you get it so low? Would you consider something with certain options or miles or price, etc.? What does your new vehicle have to have? Would it keep you from owning it if it didn't? Ask about hobbies, family, pets, etc. Where did you drive here from? Awesome. No RTA tax for you. Step 3. Selection demonstration. Pick out a vehicle, pull it out. SWOT script. Walk around, point out cool stuff, tires, color, tow package, moonroof, etc. Model up, model down if needed. Would you consider if? Which one would you rather own? So if the numbers all fit, you'll take it home today? Follow me. Okay, let's go look at the numbers. Step 4. Write up/close. Refer to the desk process. Salesperson makes deal jacket with Foursquare, DL, insurance, demo permit, privacy notice, pics of VIN and ODO, trade appraisal form, if trade, trade to be entered in VIN, pics of trade ODO and VIN, before you get a first pencil. First pencil same way every time. Okay, so here's the price we have it listed for that you've seen, our anti-theft recovery SWAT that we went over, built into all of our vehicles. Sales tax, estimated licensing fees, DOC fee, and most banks like to see money down. With an average term and average APR, this is your monthly payment. That works for you, right? First pencil, write down what they say. How much down? How close to this payment? Write down "will buy now" and have them sign it. Fill out full credit app, initialed and signed, verify address and income. Second pencil, credit is pulled, goes out with risk-based/safety and coupon. Present them. Second pencil, close. If not, rinse, repeat. Third pencil, close. This is where your closing skills come into play. During your meet and greet, trade appraisal in front of customer, to your investigation and building report, with all of your direct questions, to sitting them down for the write-up. You should have been paying attention to their reactions, body language, and hot buttons. You should have been paying attention and asking questions like, "But would that keep you from buying it?" Trial closes a BC, separating complaints from real objections and storing that info in your head for the close. If you were on your game, the first to second pencil. Close is quick and smooth. Learn how to close. Ask yourself, what is your favorite closes, and how you can set yourself up to use them. Not every close works in every situation. You will not always get to this situation. When this happens, you fumbled somewhere. When you feel you cannot sell this person a vehicle, you need a turn. Turn to who you feel clicks better. For me, I turn to is on fire, on their game. Do not be afraid of a half deal. When you turn to your team turns to you. When following these steps, you can turn confidently knowing that person follows that they will be handled the same and that at any point, someone else can step in following the same process. Step 5. Delivery. Clean your car and gas. Park it for a good picture. Time for the picture. Do not ask them to take a pic. Text them the pic, save their number, text them the link for a review. The excitement should not stop at finance. They just spent thousands of dollars. Phone up worksheet number 1. Thank you for calling. This is San speaking. Are you calling about our sale? If no, your timing is perfect. If yes, where did you see that advertised? Source of business. New vehicle. That's a wonderful choice. What kind of equipment were you hoping for? Pre-owned vehicle. I can't believe the response we've had on that vehicle since we advertised it, and I'm not even sure it's still available. And the last thing I want to do is waste your time. Let me check for you. You don't have to have it today, do you? Now, while I'm checking, do you specifically and only have to have that vehicle, or would you consider a similar one, especially if the mileage was right, and I could still save you some money? Before I go check, can I get a good callback number in case we get disconnected? No, how do you spell your last name properly? And your first name is? Can you hold for a moment while I check on something for you? Pause for 5 seconds. Great news. Based on inventories, we do have an availability. Speaking of availability, when? Are you available, daytime or evening? Morning or afternoon? Say, calls AM/PM. You know your schedule better than I do. You pick a time. Date//time, AM/PM. Okay, I'll pencil you in for. Speaking of a pencil, do you have a pen or pencil handy? If no, I'll wait. Please write this down. Spell your first name slowly, then say last name. It's Tom and my last name is Stuker, and I have scheduled your visit with us for 4 p.m. Today, I'm going to email you the appointment time, my contact information, and directions to our dealership. What is the best email to send it to? __@__.com. Please let me know if you're running early. I'd much rather be waiting on you than you waiting on me. Likewise, let me know if you're running a little behind. In case of appointment reluctance. The fact that you're on the phone right now tells me you're pretty serious about buying a vehicle. Am I right? Let's go ahead and schedule a time, and if something comes up, we can always reschedule. Do you want daytime or evening? Phone up worksheet number 2. Thank you for calling Sunset Auto Wholesale. How can I help? Customer speaks. Awesome. Do you happen to have a stock number for that? Customer speaks. What website did you see it on? Awesome. One sec while I check and see if that's still available. Oh, and I'm so sorry. My name is Matt, and you are? Customer speaks. Hi, their name while I go check on that and lay eyes on it. What's a good number to call you back at, just in case we get disconnected? Customer speaks. Got it. And your last name? Customer speaks. Be right back. Hold. I'm back. That is here and available. No hold. Actually, I'm looking at that one right now through the window. Did you want to come see it in person today? We don't close till 7. Customer says yes. Awesome. What time works best? Okay, cool. I'm going to text you our address and send a quick video so you don't end up at the wrong place. Customer asks for best price. It's online for dollars. Is that in your price range? Customer asks what our price is. Well, my manager said to the last person you're more than welcome to make an offer in person after you see it and test drive it. We don't take offense. Did you want to come see it in person today? We don't close till 7. Customer says yes. Awesome. What time works best? Okay, cool. I'm going to text you our address and send a quick video so you don't end up at the wrong place. Customer says a different day. Okay, cool. What time works best? Okay, cool. I'm going to text you our address and send a quick video so you don't end up at the wrong place. Also, when you get here, just ask for Matt. I'm the only Matt here. See you soon. Follow up with set appointments and get with manager to high five and get excited. Customer does not like price, won't set appointment, it's CO. Dig deeper. Listen to what they say with intent of understanding. Okay, well, you called about this one vehicle. Are you open to any other makes and models? Similar ones? Customer speaks. I say come take a look in person, and you might end up loving it, or maybe it still fits your monthly budget, or even might see something else you like. Fair enough? Customer speaks. Okay, cool. I'm going to text you our address and send a quick video so you don't end up at the wrong place. What time works best? Phone tips. Sit up straight and smile before answering the phone. Learn the scripts, but don't let the scripts define the call. Listen to understand, not to respond. Talk with customers as you would talk to a friend. Be yourself. Make the customer laugh. Sell the appointment, not the car. Answer the customer's questions. Do not voluntarily bring up payment, rate, term ECT. Do not give the customer more information than necessary to get them in. Create urgency and excitement. Objection handling word tracks. We have not been in business for over 20 years by not taking care of our customers. Then insert whatever objection they had that makes sense. We don't advertise our second best price online. With all the dealers advertising on the internet, the market is too competitive. If I advertise a car at a much higher price than everyone else, no one will call me, right? Now, with that said, we won't ever lose a deal over value. I promise you that if you come in, drive the car, fall in love with it, and make a reasonable offer, you will drive that car home, fair enough? When can you be here? Missed appointment/follow-up call. If this happens, call your customer as soon as possible after you miss an appointment. Hello, could I speak with Salma? I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. If yes, well, what I have to say is important, but certainly not urgent. When is a better time for me to call? IF number. This is Rob Ray from ABC Dealership, and the reason I'm calling is to apologize for not being able to help you last night. It's been so busy down here, and I must have gotten caught up with the big sale going on. So, if you did come in last night, were you taken care of properly? Oh, you didn't come in. Great. I'm glad I didn't miss you. If you are still considering the Zikwai, I'd love to have the opportunity to meet with you. When are you more available? Later this afternoon or this evening? Set a specific appointment. If for some reason you're running a little behind, just give me a call. If things change here, I'll do the same. I look forward to seeing you on date and time. By signing this, you have full understanding and can perform all tasks related to selling skills and prospecting. Ask for referrals. Number 1. Incidentally, Mrs. Smith, before I let you go, could I ask you for a small favor? The word incidentally keeps it very casual, and a small favor is an easy thing to ask for, and an easy thing to give. Mrs. Smith, most of my business comes from repeat and referral customers just like you. Who do you know? Maybe a friend, a relative, neighbor, someone you work with, or maybe someone who you've talked to recently, who one of these days might be thinking about a new or used vehicle for themselves as well? Pause. Mrs. Smith, who is the first person to come to mind? Let me point out the key words and phrases that I'm using. Incidentally. Can I ask you for a small favor? Who do you know? A friend, a relative, a neighbor, and not. Is there slash, can you slash, could you slash, would you? But rather ask for a specific name. Who do you know? You're segmenting the decision process for them and avoiding an easy no. Who one of these days might be thinking about a new or used vehicle? Very non-committal. You're not pushing them into a time frame, but you're opening the door to a more positive response. Ask for referral number 2. Continued. Obviously, you're looking for a name. When they give it to you, just ask, oh really? Why do? You say your friend would be interested? Has she/he talked about maybe doing something? Someday? How do you spell her/his last name? And her/his first name? What's the best number to reach her/him at? After you get one number, then ask what the next best number to reach them would be. Find out where they work. I don't know of any workplace with an unlisted number. Follow through by obtaining as many contact points as they're willing to give you. If they give you one referral, follow with, who else do you know? If the response is, nobody right now, diffuse the situation with a response like, no, I didn't mean right now, I meant sometime down the road. Here's an amazing statistic. Almost half of the people who try to come up with a name and don't at first will before the call is over if you use the following technique, but only if the prospect has let you finish the entire question and has taken the time to try to help you. When the customer says, I can't think of anybody, your response will be, that might be a tough question. Let me ask you an easier one. Of all the people you do know, who is most likely to be in the market next? To obtain a name, don't ask for permission with, would you mind giving me their name? Or could I ask what their name is? You're insinuating that it was wrong to ask for the lead in the first place. Rather, use the same words and phrases I mentioned to softly extract the lead out of the customer. Ask for referral number 3. Continued. Okay, now we're ready to finish this step and finish the call by getting back to the customer's benefit. So, if you've gotten the referral, be sure to thank the customer. But don't forget to remind them what the call was all about in the first place. Be prepared. Use your CRM. Prepare yourself. Customer info, proper words and phrases. Do you know your objective/reason for this call? Take notes and update. Use a notepad in your CRM. Verify. Is Mr. Jones there? Am I pronouncing that properly? Get the green light. Take control. Ask questions. Did I get you at a bad time? Am I interrupting anything important? Am I taking you away from a customer? 4. Introduce yourself. This is Percy from ABC Motors. 5. Your reason for calling. Geared toward customer benefit. Thank them for stopping in/calling/internet inquiry. Apologize for missed appointment/lost sale/long time no call. Inform them of something that will be a benefit to them. 6. Determine the best prospect in the how many drivers, how many vehicles, who's most likely to be in the market next. Not now, down the road. 7. Why do you say your brother? Did he mention doing something? 8. Qualify. New or used, car or truck, automatic or manual, bigger, smaller, or about the same size? Sell advantages of buying now. Too bad you're not in the market now. Biggest sale, inventories, incentives, interest rate, additional trade allowance, etc. 10. Set a solid appointment. When are you more available, daytime or evening? How does 7 o'clock tonight sound? You know your schedule better than I do. You pick the time. Connect yourself to the prospect. Do you have your cell phone handy? Do you have a pencil handy? Please write this down. 12. Ask for referrals. Before I let you go, could I ask you for a small favor? Incidentally, before you go, can I ask you for a small favor? Who do you know? A friend, a relative, a neighbor? Who's the first person who comes to mind? Don't worry about it. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is taking care of you. We'll see you at repeat appointment time. It's my hope that after studying the 12 steps to a quality conversation, you now feel a greater confidence about using the phone. And it's also my hope that you've now gained a greater insight and awareness and sense of purpose for how much more effective and successful you will soon be by having, using, and eventually mastering the 12 steps to a quality conversation. These are the same timeless strategies and techniques used by thousands of professional salespeople who, like yourself, were looking to improve their personal success and earn the above-average income that accompanies it. I've passionately taught this methodology for many years now. Because I've seen it in action, I will personally and confidently vouch 100% for its effectiveness. So study these points and keep your notes in front of you while you're on the phone. Don't worry if you make a mistake on the first couple of phone calls. Nobody on the other end is going to have a study guide when you call, and they're not going to tell you that you missed a step. Eventually, these 12 steps will become more instinctive and natural. Orphan owners. Orphan-ups are people who have visited your dealership looking for a vehicle and were waited on by a salesperson who's no longer working there. Because at one time they were in play and it is undetermined whether or not they have purchased yet, it makes these people prime candidates to call as a new salesperson. Obviously, start with the most recent and work your way backwards. Before you call them, it would be wise to look into your CRM for possible history. The more in history, previous purchases, service visits, the better your odds are of doing business. In addition, go through the list with your sales manager who should be able to provide insight before you make the call. Hello, Dyke, did I get you at a bad time? This is Gaz from Brau. The reason I'm calling is I see you were in our dealership on date, and the salesperson who was working with you is no longer at our dealership. Did you end up purchasing anything? IFNO. What are you looking for? How is it we were not able to help you? I'm sure if you give me a chance, I could help you. Let's get together this morning/afternoon/evening. How about 1 o'clock? If yes, well, thank you for stopping by and giving us the opportunity to help you. Follow with the basic 12 steps to a quality conversation. Steps 6 to 12. Turn to finance. Salesperson introducing the customer to finance. Salesperson, Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, this is Rodney, our business manager. He is going to go over all your federal, state, and other documents. State something about why they are buying the vehicle today. Example, Mr. and Mrs. Customer are getting the vehicle for Mrs. Customer. She just got a new job and is going to be commuting to work from Olympia to Fife every day. So, Rodney, can you please do me a big favor? Can you please go over all the protection packages that we offer for their new vehicle? Thanks. You are in good hands. I am going to finish getting your new vehicle ready. I will see you when you are done.